So we're going to see Shawn. He's gonna do a review of our wrap and tint. He's gonna put on some blacked out badges back on the car. And then he's gonna give it a good wash. Fun day. So it's been 2 weeks since we got the car back from Shawn. It looks fantastic. Karen thinks it's really quote unquote pretty. I think it's pretty awesome. Tint is great. The wrap is great. Haven't noticed anything wrong with it. Shawn just wanted us to take it in so he can check the edges to make sure that they're all intact and give the car a nice wash, and then he answers some of the questions that we had about wrapping, and I'm sure others have as well. We actually took this car in for service, and Tesla ended up replacing our window right there, because when we took delivery of the car, there were these really deep scratches on the outside. It's very hard to notice. We did not see it during our walk around. It wasn't until we dropped the car off with Shawn that he saw these deep gashes on the outside. Unfortunately, that means the tint that was on the inside is no longer there. So Shawn's gonna do it for us, complimentary. So very great service. We're gonna get all the badges back on the car. Shawn thinks it's really clean luck to not have badges. I will say that not having badges definitely grew on me these past 2 weeks. It also feels kind of naked, so I think we're gonna get the badges back. He's actually gonna black out the decals so it look really nice with, you know, all of the blacked out trims around this car. Clean the car, add some film, add the badges back, and then we'll call it a day.
Shawn with Precision Detailing in St. Peters, Missouri. We specialize in PPF, so clear brown paint protection film, window tinting, and then we do anything from your standard hand wash to full-blown, you know, ceramic coatings and everything like that. If you do have any questions, don't hesitate to give us a call or shoot us a text, 314-227-1300.
We were doing our research and saw that there were these like do-it-yourself kits. The pictures that we've seen were pretty good, but I'm sure they're not leaving, you know, they're not doing the thing that you're doing, like leaving this on for like a couple of days to dry out. And I'm sure like that'll show over time.
We say, you know, 2-3 days, you know, on a full front. You know, that's not us rushing it, that's the edges drying out. You know, we can get it done in a day, but do we want to risk that car coming back with edges lifting and everything right away? Or do we want that extra day just so we make sure that doesn't happen?
Right.
You're going to spend a lot of money trying to figure it out yourself.
And time, probably.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fix it.
The only person I've seen try was trying to do a center console.
Yeah.
Because you can get the clear bra for the center console, and it was dried and defective. He's like, yeah, you can just do that. It's like, I'll pay you to remove it and redo it. It's like, all right. Yeah. But something you can't, it's not easy.
Do you use like specific tools to lay down the...
Yeah, so it's a diluted, basically, soap. And then, you know, you have your squeegees. Basically, you just have to get your mixture right. Every film is different. You have XPEL, Suntech. Some you have to use a little bit more soap than others. If you use too much alcohol, you can like distort the film.
Yeah.
The alcohol basically eats away at it. So it just kind of all depends. Usually you can just ask one of your reps and they'll tell you like what they recommend. And then if you have a truck or a bigger hood, it's more difficult. You're probably going to want to use a little bit more soap, or it's going to keep drying out on you. And then that's where you get dry spots. So if the film actually dries and you squeegee over it, you're going to have, basically it looks like a fingerprint. It's a dry mark. So you always got to make sure the film is moving until you're ready to squeegee over. Or you, like I said, you'll get defects like crazy.
Got it.
You don't really want to use a heat gun because you'll start, if you overheat it, you'll get defects in the film. If it doesn't look the way I want it to, I'm going to rip it off and redo it, you know, until it's perfect.
Nice.
I mean, I'll lose money just because my name's on it, and I don't want anything getting out there that's bad.
Yeah.
So I'll lose money on a job just to make sure that it's perfect. There's always issues, you know, an edge can lift here and there, but if you message me, you know, I'll get you in the same week. If not, you know, we'll schedule you to get that issue replaced. Like, number one thing with me is customer service. If you reach out,
Yeah.
we're gonna fix it. You know, we're not gonna let anything go.
It's pressure,
I
right?
don't recommend any car wash,
Yeah.
but I know
Unless
that
it's a hand car wash.
no,
Even then.
they're even worse.
So you recommend.
Because they'll use the same towels they use on the 50 other cars that, you know, they've done that day. But touchless, like if you need a really quick rinse, but if you do it, especially if your car's coated, the basic wash, you don't want any other waxes, you don't want any special things that they have in there. Like I said, I'm not recommending it. You are going through a machine, so if there is damage, you know, that's on you.
Yeah.
Most car washes, you know,
Yeah.
they're not gonna replace anything. Home Depot, you can buy a decent pressure washer, just to, you know, rinse off some of the dirt.
Yeah. Does having wrap on make the car easier to clean?
Yeah. I mean, even if you don't have a pressure washer, just overall easier to clean. You don't have to worry about, you know, swirling it because it self-levels.
Yeah.
So if you have to sit there and, you know, scrub, this will level out.
Yeah.
On matte, it doesn't really scratch or swirl like, you can't see it like you would on gloss.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you don't have to be as careful. Just make sure it's thoroughly washed, you know, wiping your edges down.
What happens to the film in wintertime when, you know, it gets really cold? Does the wrap shrink or?
Nope.
And what about like salt? Does salt mess with it if you're like driving on roads?
Nope.
No?
As long as you're washing it. I mean,
At the
you're not
end.
going all the way through winter without washing it.
Yeah.
But even then, I mean, the film, that's what the film is definitely there for. But the longer you leave stuff on, like bugs and stuff,
Yeah.
like on the front end, it can, over time, it can etch the film.
Okay.
So you can do damage if, you know, you're not cleaning it often. You go 3 months without washing it, you're probably gonna get like a couple bug marks that are stained. With this wash technique, so this is optimum no rinse, so O&R. So this is a product that we recommend washing. You don't need 2 buckets, you know, your soap and water. This is a safe way to clean it, even for ceramic coated cars too, and not just cars that have film. Basically this sponge, all the dirt gets trapped inside all these little slits.
Yeah.
So you're not dragging dirt around or anything like that. So everything gets trapped in there. With some mitts, depending on the mitt, you know, some of the microfibers, if it catches something, and it's, you know, in the fibers of that, I mean, you're just dragging across the whole thing.
Yeah. Try to clean it once a month. Pressure wash. Use O&R. 1 bucket solution. Make sure we remove, you know, like the dead bugs, or there's a possibility they can stain the wrap.
We're one of few shops that can actually do, you know, a full rear window. Some will do it in 2 pieces because they're just not confident enough in doing, you know, the full rear window in 1 piece. A lot of Tesla owners do is when it comes to tint, they're like, do you do a full rear window? So that is one of the big questions that they do.
I didn't ask that question, but that's good to know for
Yeah.
folks who are interested.
Yeah. So you want to make sure that that shop can do a full rear window. You know, they're good enough to do it. You don't want a 2-piece window.
Oh, it cleaned my tongue. The badging.
Do you have people who don't put back on like either their logos or?
Yep. Some don't like.
The badging.
Yeah, the badges and the lettering on the back, and
This was your car. Would you leave all of the badges off?
oh yeah, absolutely. But if you keep them, see, I don't like chrome. Everyone's different.
Yeah, black.
I would at least black it out if you want to.
See, that's why I think it's gonna look good for us, because it's gonna match the rest of the blacked out trims. So Shawn's gonna help us black out our chrome badges, and he's using Plastidip, which is something that a lot of people use.
You can use Plastidip spray paint, but I mean, if you mess up, this can easily be peeled off. If it's done right, I mean, it'll look good. Did start to vinyl them. you know, some of these, but with these emblems being so thin, you know, you'll see a little bit of chrome around the edges where if we just pop them off and dip them,
Yeah.
you don't see any chrome on the edges, and I mean, it looks good. It's crazy how it lays down like shiny, but then
And then it becomes matte.
yeah.